Hi, it's Zen. My real name is Lillian. Think you know that by now. My background, I'll give it to you even quicker, is hypnotherapy, NLP practitioner, work in a bunch of different modalities with people. I only take a few coaching clients per month, usually surrounding success mindset these days, but I will work with other types of people because everything is connected to everything else, okay? And I want you to have success on every level. And that is why today on this channel, I am going to talk about your health. Yeah, I know, it's freaking boring, right? To some people. I find it fascinating. And I'm always looking at new ways to help you out. And I've done a lot of research over the years, talked to a lot of people about different beliefs. And the funny thing is that I understand why people don't like to start dieting. I really do. And I have a nutrition certificate. I know exactly how it's metabolized in your system, all that stuff. And still, I find that the material that is out there confusing for most people, okay? Because to pick a diet to be on is difficult to do. It's difficult to choose. You know why? Because not every diet works for each type of person. Yeah, it depends on what's going on for you. I have friends who didn't want to go on diabetes medicine and they chose to do keto and it worked for them. So I'm not suggesting keto just because you have diabetes maybe, and perhaps you tuned in here and you say, oh, I have diabetes, I'll do keto. I would recommend that you first monitor where your blood sugars are at. Then I would shift to trying a little bit higher protein and higher fat in your diet and lowering those bad carbs. You know what they are: rice, pasta, and bread. Minimizing those and going for the green leafies, right? Check it out. Try it. See if that affects a little bit. Then you can go full blown. Now, people who are keto would argue with me and say either you're in keto or you're out of keto. It's kind of like being pregnant. You're never a little bit pregnant, okay? You're either pregnant or you're not, right? So my qualification for you is before you pick keto, paleo, Dukin, name it, Atkins, what's that new one it's not new, but I read about it the other day, and it's actually high in carb, okay? So they're all over the board, including Weight Watchers and all that. You can count points, you can count calories, you can do. Approach it however you think it'll work with your current health state, okay? And always start from there. Find out where your levels are at and all that stuff. Do a basic marker, blood marker, so that you know where you're at and what's, are you high HDL, low HDL, LDL, all that stuff. You got to know what your baseline is, okay? Because especially if you're doing this for health reasons, like let's say you're many pounds overweight, you really got to know where you're starting out at. So the other thing that I talked about it on a different video was before you go hitting a heavy detox, yeah, I'm just going to detox for 3 days, maybe a week. Before you do that, go through a purification process, please. Eat whole foods, real whole foods, natural whole foods. So it's like I just said with any diet. If you're going to test any of these diets, go to whole foods for a week, okay? You can have meat, fish, and chicken. You can have green leafy vegetables. In fact, any vegetable. I don't care if it's carrots and corn, which are high in glycemic. Put those in there also. They're at least natural foods, okay? And then natural fruits. Don't overdo it on the fruits because it is sugar. Even though it's natural sugar, it's a lot of sugar. So gauge that first, okay? You can add in even some quinoa or brown rice, okay? But do that for a week or so to purify before you go hitting it with the heavy detox, okay? Yeah, I'm going to feel like the flu, but I'm going to be great in 3 days. Doesn't actually work that way. I don't know. Maybe hypey doctors who are trying to sell a product will tell you that. And I offer a 3-day detox product as well. But I'm telling you, in order to make it less on the flu symptom feeling, you can minimize that. Okay? You can minimize that by eating better for the prior week or two, and hopefully for life, okay? Because it really is a shift up of what your priorities are in life. I'm not saying you can never have cake again or an alcoholic beverage. Of course you can. But you have to get on track with eating well most of the time, okay? So saying I only have pizza once in a while and yet you're having it every Wednesday and Sunday, that's not once in a while. Okay? So make sure you know what once in a while means too. But this particular show, I wanted to talk about intermittent fasting because I'm in the middle of one right this second. And I do it 1-2 days a week, okay? And let's see, what time is it now? It's 1:22. I'm going to break it as soon as I finish this video, okay? So what I did was last night, I had dinner, okay? I had salmon, I had some brown rice, and I had broccoli and some green beans, okay? It was lovely. Tasted delish. I know how to add stuff to it, a little bit of fresh ginger, and, you know, if I need some sweetness, I add in swerve or erythritol. Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. Anyway, I add that to sauces or whatever. Usually soy or Bragg's amino acids does it for me, and a little bit of olive oil, some lemon, maybe a little bit of grated cheese. You know, I mean, if you need recipes, let me know. I can give you some that are super tasty, okay? So anyway, you eat that for dinner, and you eat a little on the earliest side. I'm used to eating dinner around 7:30 or 8. I know, it's a little European, I know. But I eat at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Okay, then you're done. Okay, you're not eating anything else. You can have a cup of green tea if you want. You can have water all night. You can do all that. Okay, and then you go to bed. Okay, and I never go to bed before midnight because I like to get 6 straight hours in, and that's my best bet for doing that. If I go to bed at 10:30, I'll wake up around 4:30. That's not my hour, okay? I like to sleep in until at least 6. Okay, so go to bed at whatever time you go to bed. When you wake up in the morning, instead of having breakfast, you're going to have coffee or green tea if you're not a caffeine coffee drinker. And you could have decaf green tea if you're just not a caffeine person at all. Okay, although green tea hits the adrenal system, coffee hits the nervous system, which is why some people get jittery from coffee. Totally understand it if you want to go decaf method, okay, on either one of those, okay? That's up to you. But what you do is you take your coffee or your green tea, put it in the blender, or if you have a little whipper or milk froth or whatever you want to use. And I have actually a blend. It's MCT oil, coconut oil, and yeah, I think that's all that's in there. And I put a tablespoon of that in my coffee. And then I put a teaspoon of, not a full teaspoon, like a half a teaspoon of stevia, which is your only natural sweetener. That's all natural. It's super sweet though. It tastes like Sweet and Low to me. It tastes fake. So I only use a half a teaspoon because that's perfect for sweetening it up. Now I just bought, I'm trying out a new sweetener. It's made with monk fruit. I'll let you know how that goes. So you put all that in your cup and then you blend it. Now the reason for blending it, or at least doing a heavy whipping job in there, is because you have to emulsify the oil, break it down so that it blends in. Otherwise, you can drink it. I have done it without a blender. I have done it without a whipping mechanism, okay, because simply didn't have one at the time. And it just looks a little oily floating across the top, which is kind of weird for some people. That's why I'm saying blend it, because when you blend it, believe it or not, it tastes so good you down this faster than your usual cup of coffee. I know I do. Okay, so that's what you have, right? Because you have the fat in there, and sometimes I add a little bit of real butter in there, but usually I do a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of this mixture of MCT oil and coconut oil, and then I put in that sweetener, right? You whip it up, drink it. Because it has a pretty high fat content and you're a little caffeinated, you can make it until, today I chose 2 o'clock. All right, it's actually 1:22. I'm not even hungry yet, but I'll probably, as soon as I finish this video, go eat something. Okay, so do you see how that is? You've gone from 6 p.m. or 6:15. I finished last night, right? 12 hours to 6:15 this a.m. and now 2 o'clock. So that's what, 12 plus another 6. That's 20 hours, right? So that's a good intermittent fast. Now, if you're doing it to lose weight, you may or may not, depending on how you break that little intermittent fast. Okay, I am going to have something healthy. I'm going to go have a salad with, I I bought tofu yesterday. I'm going to put it in the toaster oven with some pesto on it. It's going to be awesome. And I'm going to toss that in my salad. I am not a vegetarian. I'm not vegan. I just choose to eat several meatless meals throughout my weeks. That's just the way that is, okay? So that's how you do an intermittent fast. Eat at 6:15. Don't eat all night. You can have green tea or water, like I said. Wake up in the morning. You could have coffee or tea. If you don't drink either, then you're going to have to do... And coconut oil tastes good. Seriously. Have a tablespoon or two. That's roughing it, though. I prefer to have it with caffeine, coffee. Choose decaf. Just do that. Have a beverage, okay? Mix it in with a blender to emulsify the oil, and then see how far you can make it. Now, the first time that I ever did it, by noon I was hungry, okay? Now I'm a little trained up, so I can make it until 2. I could probably even, because I'm not that hungry, I could probably even make it until 3, okay? Now, this is something good to do once a week, also amongst that whole food stuff that you're doing if you want to purify before you go on a serious detox. Because usually detoxes are minimal on the food. You take some type of supplement or powder that you mix at night, and it helps you with elimination and all kinds of other good stuff to get those toxins right the heck out of you, okay? I'll post in the description below a link to a product that I like to use once every couple months. I use it for 3 days. And I do intermittent fasting. Now, I've just started doing it twice a week, but once a week is perfectly sufficient. And if you're trying to lose weight, twice a week is probably good. But you have to be eating good meals, be good with your food on those other meals. You can't just eat cheeseburgers and whatnot and think that it's going to help you, because it probably won't. Just being honest. All right. So anyway, I will catch you on the next segment. And I think we're going to talk about mindset or wealth creation online. I love talking about success on every level because I want you to have it all. Okay. I want you to have good health. I want you to have good, productive ways to earn money online, because that's leverage of your time, and you can have the freedom to do what you want. Even make videos about what you're passionate about. Okay. Including the fact that you're helping other people create income online, because that part is the kick in the pants for me, okay? I'm happy that I make money online, but when I can show somebody else how to do it, it really makes me happy. Okay, so all that being said, peace out until next time. Love you all. Feel free to leave a comment, send this video to a friend if you think it would be helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.